So let's put symbols to each of these statements. Let's let P be takes music lessons. Q can be practice instrument. And then R can be improving at his instrument. Okay. So P is taking music lessons. Note that they're telling us that it's true, right? But it has two possible values before we know it's true. Either a person takes music lessons or they do not. Either a person, what was the other one here? Practices instrument. And then I think R is improving. Okay, and now we have three letters for each of these statements. Now we can say Fred does take music lessons. That's P, so that's true. Fred practices his instrument, so Q is true. And then Fred is improving at his... Oh, wait. Fred takes music lessons is false. Sorry, I misread that. So that's false for taking music lessons. Fred practices his instrument. They told us that that is true. And then Fred is improving at his instrument. That's R is true. Determine the truth value for the inverse of the statement. So we're going to inverse a statement. Oh, sorry, that's negation. And inverse is when, if you have P implies Q, the inverse would be that Q implies P. Okay? So let's translate the statement. If Fred takes music lessons and practices his instrument, that's Fred taking music lessons and practicing their instrument. Then, we use this to symbolize the word then, Fred will improve at his instrument. That's R. Okay, so that's what we're trying to... and they wanted the inverse of the statement. So, like I just showed, an inverse is when you switch around the order of those symbols. So there's our inverse. So true implies P and Q. Let's quickly fill out P and Q. P and Q is true only if P is true and Q is true. P is false, Q is false, so we put an F here. So does a true statement imply a false statement with conditionals? If the first part of the conditional is true, then the second part has to be true, or else you got to mark it false. So we just came to the conclusion here. Determine the inverse of the statement, the truth value of the inverse of the statement. R implies P and Q. That's supposed to be and. We just found out that that is false because R is true, but it implies something that is not true. P and Q is false. So this is a false statement.